They were born under a moon that never stopped shifting, soft, glowing, and far too quiet for the chaos of this world. Cancers don't enter the world with walls. They're born with open hearts and hands made to hold others. Before they ever speak, they feel. Before they ever run, they carry. And before they ever learn how to protect themselves, they're already protecting everyone else. Their first smile? It's not a performance. It's an offering, a silent hope that maybe, just maybe, the world around them will be gentle in return. But it rarely is. They grow up quickly in a world that misunderstands softness. People confuse it for weakness, take their nurturing as servitude, and mistake their loyalty as naivety. And so slowly, quietly, a Cancer learns how to disappear behind their smile. Not because they want to hide, but because the world taught them, being who you truly are will hurt more than pretending you're not. You'll never hear a Cancer demand credit. You'll never see them asking to be thanked. But every room they enter becomes safer, warmer, and more alive because of them. They are the invisible homekeepers of everyone's soul. They're the friend who remembers your favorite food and leaves it on your doorstep when you're not okay. The partner who notices the tremble in your voice before you even realize you're upset. The family member who absorbs everyone's chaos without ever burdening anyone with theirs. But here's the truth nobody sees. Cancers build homes for others while standing outside in the cold themselves. They tuck you in. They light your lantern. They keep the kettle warm. And then they go to bed alone in the quiet, praying someone someday will notice how tired they are. Falling in love with a Cancer doesn't feel like fireworks or wild thrills. Feels like peace. Their love is a slow-burning candle. It's the kind of love that wraps a blanket around your shoulders before you even notice you're cold. It's remembering your scars, not to reopen them, but to hold them tenderly. They love in details. In forehead kisses. In remembering how you like your coffee. In quietly letting you cry without asking you to explain. But the tragedy? They often love people who don't know how to receive it. People who mistake their nurturing for neediness. People who take their loyalty and give them inconsistency. People who get bored of the very stability they once admired. Cancers love like a sanctuary. But too often they're treated like a stop on the way to somewhere else. Cancers remember everything, not just moments, but how things made them feel. They hold on to the text you sent that made them smile for days. But they also hold on to the one you never replied to. They remember your laughter and the silence that came after. They are emotional collectors, storing memories in invisible boxes labeled beautiful but broken, almost enough, and what I should have said. They'll laugh with you even when their own world is burning. They'll show up when no one else does. And they'll keep showing up, long after you've forgotten what they gave. But deep inside, those emotional boxes grow heavier. And one day, they collapse under the weight of what they never said. That's when you realize. You never really knew how much they were carrying. Cancers don't scream. They don't lash out. They disappear. One day they're lighting up your messages. The next it's quiet. Not because they stopped caring, but because you stopped noticing. Their breaking point doesn't look like anger. It looks like silence. Like one-word replies. Like ghosting with a grieving heart. Like softly closing a door you didn't even realize was open. They won't fight to prove their worth. They'll simply leave when it's clear you never saw it. Because even the strongest givers get tired. Even the warmest hearts grow cold. And even a Cancer, the most nurturing of all signs, will walk away once they realize they've been loving louder than they've been loved. It doesn't happen all at once. It starts with a missed call they don't return. Then a message they leave unread. Then a birthday they don't remember, even though they never forgot. They become distant. But here's what you'll never see, the tears they cried the night they realized you'd never come through. The journal pages soaked in words they never said. The ache in their chest when they deleted your photos. When a Cancer breaks, it's not a dramatic scene. It's quiet heartbreak, wrapped in a smile. And by the time you notice, they're already gone. Not out of bitterness, but self-preservation. Because one day they realize no one is coming to save them. So they save themselves. People think Cancers are fragile. But they don't understand that water doesn't break, it reshapes. A broken Cancer is not a destroyed one. They rise. Maybe not in fire like Aries. Not in rebellion like Aquarius. Not in silence like Scorpio. But in healing. They start taking long walks by themselves. They repaint their walls. They laugh a little louder. They speak a little softer but clearer. And the love they once gave so freely, they give to themselves now. You'll see them months later, glowing in ways they never did before. Not because they forgot you, but because they finally remembered themselves. Here's what people miss. Cancers aren't just emotional. They're intuitive. They know when you're lying, even when you think you're hiding it well. They're not just soft, they're strong in ways most people will never understand. They don't need constant attention. They need consistency. They don't need grand gestures. They need to feel safe. They don't need to be fixed. They just want to be held in truth and care and loyalty. They're not complicated. They're deep. But people give up before they swim far enough to see the beauty beneath. And by the time they realize what they had, a Cancer's heart has already grown somewhere new. To love a Cancer is to love a home with windows that open to the ocean and walls that remember your every word. It is to be held without judgment. To be seen without speaking. To be chosen again and again in quiet, unshakable ways. But it is not a love for the careless. It is a love that requires presence. Because Cancers won't ask you to stay. They'll just love you as if you already had. And if you don't, they'll build a softer world without you. Not out of revenge, but because they deserve a love that doesn't hurt. And once they learn that, they never go back. This is the real Cancer. Not just the one you see, but the one you feel even after they've gone.